Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching our channel for the first time, allow me to request you to take a moment, a second or two, and subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. This will allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. Kindly, you can also like our videos and share them. This is the greatest support that you can render to the channel. And to those who support us in one way or the other, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for this continued support. We have grown together and we are where we are because of you. Asanteni sana. The biggest conversation that is going on in the country is the fallout between President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua. That is now very evident. You cannot hide it. But one question that many are asking is the cause of this fallout. Just 1 year into office, what exactly has happened between the two leadership? The reason it is bothering many is because during the Uhuru government, in their second term, Uhuru explained to us that their cause of fallout between him and his deputy then was because William Ruto started early campaigns to inherit State House, to succeed Uhuru Kenyatta when Uhuru thought they were to settle down and fulfill all the election promises that they gave to Kenyans. And we could understand because according to William Ruto, they had an MOU that Uhuru Kenyatta was going to do a 2-term limit of 10 years and then hand over the baton to William Ruto. William Ruto looked at the political scenes and he thought that his boss was having a soft spot for his handshake brother Raila Odinga. And he started charting his political path. He went to Mount Kenya and played the victim card. And with sympathy, they all rallied their support for him. But for Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto, just 1 year into office, what is the exact breaking point? And because this is really disturbing, because there is an agreement in the UDA and in Kenya Kwanza that William Ruto is going to do his second term. There is no question about that. If it were the second term, then you would know what is happening. What exactly is causing this problem? On further scrutiny, I realized that Rigathi Gachagua is being bothered about the succession politics in 2032. But even before that, it seems he's really a worried man about who will deputize William Ruto in 2027. And this is because even in 2022, very credible sources have indicated that the person who was supposed to become the deputy president was not Rigathi Gachagua but Kithure Kindiki, and that DP bullied his way. In fact, I remember one of the politicians explaining that Rigathi Gachagua actually cried, and William Ruto, with a lot of sympathy, decided, okay, let us have him. And that is maybe that is what is bothering. But be that as it may, can that really be the breaking point between the two leaders? And I scrutinized and I found out that there could be 3 major aspects why William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua are not reading from the same political page. And number 1, I have just realized of late that Rigathi Gachagua wants to unite Mount Kenya, and they have made it very clear that they want Mount Kenya to unite around Rigathi Gachagua, so that when William Ruto is coming to Mount Kenya, then he must pass by Rigathi Gachagua. And it's funny because when William Ruto started organizing his team in Central, he didn't pass through anybody. In fact, he bypassed his boss, Uhuru Kenyatta. And it can be said that is the one who made Rigathi Gachagua. So when he went there alone and convinced them that he was the man who was supposed to take over from Uhuru Kenyatta, someone cannot now come here late in the middle of their term that he wants Ruto to pass by him. And this is one of the breaking points. While William Ruto would want Mount Kenya for himself, he wants freedom to go to Mount Kenya without passing through anybody. Rigathi wants William Ruto to pass through him. And that is something that is hot potato between them. And it's one of the causes of their breaking points. Number two, after the last general elections and you see people went to the streets and people were killed, there is a lot of pressure from the international community. The same people who gave them their win, they are pressurizing William Ruto to maintain peace in the country. And one of the things that has been crafted as a ladder to this peace is the dialogue talks in the Bomas. And while William Ruto wants these Bomas talks to succeed because it is going to create an office for office of the Prime Minister that is not in the Constitution. It is also going to entrench the 2/3 gender rule into the Constitution. And of course there is going to be office of the official opposition leader. CDF is also going to be entrenched because all these are operating outside law. That is why today Rigathi has an amorphous office. William Ruto really wants it to succeed. But Rigathi Gachagua continues to attack those talks because according to him, he only sees Raila Odinga as one person who wants to get to the government through the back door. And on that, it is another breaking point between them. They are not reading from the same page. And Rigathi Gachagua must now retreat and find out what his boss wants. Because if he continues to shine more than his boss, if he continues to disagree with his boss, he will have himself to blame, ladies and gentlemen. And the Bomas talks are being supported by Musalia Mudavadi, by Raila Odinga, by Ruto himself, because there are things William Ruto wants it for his interest. Number three, Rigathi Gachagua continues to talk about shareholders. And I remember in Nyanza, William Ruto really said that this is primitive. He actually called Rigathi Gachagua primitive for him to continue perpetuating the politics of shareholders. Because Raila had accused the Kenya Kwanza team of playing tribalism in their leadership, in their appointments, in dishing out projects. And it seems William Ruto has taken a U-turn to ensure that he pleases the masses, he pleases the opposition, because for the Bomas talks to continue, William Ruto must show that he is now playing a different ball game. That is why in one of the latest appointments, he is trying to dish out those appointments, just trying to give other tribes, a few slots there. But this is something that Rigathi Gachagua does not want. William Ruto sent Osoro with a coded language so that Rigathi Gachagua cannot continue with the shareholders' politics. But he continued. And that's why while in Nyanza, he used very strong words that it is primitive. And that is why William Ruto went to Kisumu, went to Nyanza. And even though the projects are those that were initiated by Uhuru Kenyatta, if William Ruto wanted to stall them, he would have done that. And he went to launch some of them against the chagrin of Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi does not want appointments to go to other regions. He wants to continue with the politics of shareholding. But William Ruto has taken a U-turn and they are reading differently. Another breaking point between them. And so, ladies and gentlemen, even as we continue with our politics, if Rigathi Gachagua is not going to retreat, because he must realize that there is something that is cooking. In fact, from the body language, I think William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga have met for the sake of peace. If you look at how things are happening, there seems to be a secret meeting between Raila and Ruto. There seems to be something cooking even between Uhuru Kenyatta and this government. And peace is going to prevail. There must be another handshake looming, while Gachagua is still stuck in the politics of shareholders. And I think when I look at the politics, those are the 3 or 4 major breaking points between the two leaders.